Let's talk about reports. The reports in Touchbase let you access all inbound and outbound messages for the last 4 years. This is in addition to the Archives tab in your active inbox, which contain all inbound and outbound messages for the last 30 days. You can access the reports by clicking on Reports in the menu, and this is where you can find it in our app. Let's generate a detailed message report. This will show you the basic concepts that apply to almost every other report in Touchbase. So the detailed report is the first option. Let's click on that. And you'll note that at the top we have Received and Sent. These are two different reports. Below you will find a menu that will let you focus on one particular message type. I'll leave this at all message types. And now we can choose the beginning and end times of the messages that will be included in the report. You can do so by clicking on the date, and you can select the date that you want. You can also use the arrows here to change months. If you want to make bigger changes, you can click on the month to select which month in the year. And for bigger changes still, you can click on the year to go back up to 4 years. Let's go back to today. So I'm going to click on November 2020, click on 2020, and now the current year is red, the current month is red, and now today is red. You can also choose the time that will be included in the report. I just want to look at the messages that were received today, so it'll go from today midnight to tomorrow midnight. Below you have options to either display the report on screen or export the report to a PDF or an Excel file, which you can control using the menu here. We'll cover automatic reports shortly. We'll skip that for now. Let's click on Display Report. And now we can see all the messages that Bob has received today, with who the message is to, who the message is from, and all the details, including the destinations where all notifications were sent. And they're displayed in chronological order, so oldest at the top and newest at the bottom. Let's go back to the Reports window. Exporting a report is as simple as choosing the format that you want to export it to. I'm going to leave this as PDF, and then clicking on Export Report. Once it's ready, you can click here to download. This will display the report in a different browser tab. And then you can just click on the download button to save it to your computer. Let's go back to the reports. And let's close this here by clicking on X. Let's go back to the reports menu. The next report we're going to look at is the report with a specific contact. It's the fourth option from the top. Let's click on that. And now, instead of tabs asking us if we want to look at messages received or messages sent, we're presented with a search bar where we can search for the member that we are looking for. Let's look for Carol Cottage. And now if we click on Display Report, we can see all the inbound and outbound messages. And the to and from fields will help us determine who is messaging whom. And they're displayed in reverse chronological order, so newest at the top and oldest at the bottom. Let's go back to the Reports menu. Next, let's look at reports by property. This is another common one. It is the sixth option from the top. And now we can see a menu that will let us pick which listing that we want to generate a report for, or we can leave it at all properties. If you're looking for a report on an old listing, you can select Show Inactive Listings. And now this menu will have all of your inactive listings. I'm going to go back to Active Listings. Let's choose 425 Samuel de Champlain. We're going to leave the date range as it was. And if we click on Display Report, we can see all communications regarding that listing. Let's go back to the Reports menu. Click on Again. Now let's talk about appointment activity reports. These reports give you a bird's eye view on the activity for your listings or for listings that you're showing. For listing agents, the Requests Received report has several advantages over the Activity section in My Listings. For more information on the Activity section in My Listings, you can check the references below. If we compare the Requests Received report to the report by property that we covered earlier, Requests Received is more concise, easier to read, and you can cover multiple listings at once. Let's generate a report to see what it looks like. So we click on Requests Received, and the first thing we see is at the top we can filter by the showing status, so we can show only canceled, confirmed, or unconfirmed appointments. I'm going to leave this at Show All. Since we want to include tomorrow's showings, we'll set the date to 1 day further out. For the listing, we'll select 425 Samuel de Champlain, and if we click Display Report, we can see all the showings for the 13th and the 14th, with the showing agent, the showing agent's number, and the status of the showing. Now let's look at a Request Received report for all the properties in the same date range. This time we'll export it to PDF. Click here to download. And if we zoom in a bit, we can see all the showings and their status in this nice grid format. Let's close this report. Now let's talk about automatic reports. Most of the reports in Touchbase have the automatic reports feature. There are many use cases for automatic reports. For example, you can automatically send your vendor a list of all the confirmed showings for that day. The same principle can be used to send the vendor all the showing feedback for the last week. Also, some agents use the automatic reports feature to send themselves an automatic report of all the messaging activity for the previous month so that they can have automatic archiving. Let's create an automatic report for our vendor on Samuel de Champlain for all the confirmed listings. So we'll click on Automatic Reports, and now we can create a new subscription. The recurrence can be daily, weekly, or monthly. The No Recurrence option lets you send a one-time report to a specific person. In this example, we want a daily report. You can also choose the time that the report will be sent as well as the format. Simply add the vendor's email to the To address, as well as anyone else that you would like to get carbon copies or blind carbon copies. If you want to change the subject line of the email they will receive, you can edit it here, as well as the description for the report. And you can also type in a custom message. I'm going to leave all of this as it is. Now in our example, we're sending a daily list of confirmed visits. So for the showing status, we're going to choose confirmed. And for the property, it's the one on Samuel de Champlain. And now we hit save at the bottom. And now we see the new subscription. And if we hit the back button, we can see that there's a little 1 indicating that there is one automatic report in this field. If we go back to the reports section, we can see the number of subscriptions here. Touchbase Reports also includes a variety of statistics reports and property reports. Feel free to experiment with them. The last thing we're going to cover is post-dated messages. As we covered in our video on sending messages, which is linked below, you can either send a message now or schedule it to be sent out later. If you already have a message scheduled to be sent out later and you wish to cancel it, you can do so in the reports section. If you scroll all the way to the bottom, the last report is for post-dated messages. And if we display the report, we can see all the messages scheduled to go out later. And below each message is a link to delete it. Let's delete this one. Yes, I'm sure. And now there are no more post-dated messages. If I click the report again, it's empty. Thanks for watching the Touchbase Reports tutorial video.